The February Revolution of 1917 began on International Women's Day, when up to 40,000 women, among a crowd of 90,000, marched in the streets to protest the chronic bread shortages. Bolshevik women went to Russian army barracks to convince the soldiers to join them and agitate for a revolution rather than defend the Tsar. After the Tsar's abdication and the establishment of the provisional government, women gained the right to vote. After the October Revolution, the new Soviet regime established a bureau devoted to women's affairs. The Bolsheviks abolished laws that created inequality between men and women. Women now had the right to own land and be the head of the household. Marriage became a civil union, and divorce was made easier for women. They would be paid maternity leave, and working conditions for pregnant women improved. Abortion was also legalized. Rabonitsa, a socialist women's journal which had ceased publication during World War I, was back in circulation. It aimed to increase popular support for the Bolshevik government and resist growing counter-revolutionary influences among women. The Bolsheviks intended to socialize domestic duties to relieve women of the economic constraints the family unit placed on them. The state would provide communal restaurants, laundries, and childcare services. But the Civil War indefinitely delayed these initiatives. And when Stalin rose to power, many gains made during the revolutions were wound back. Under Stalin, Soviet propaganda returned women to the traditional maternal role in the family home. Segregation was introduced in schools, and girls were primarily educated in the duties of a housewife. Childcare hours were reduced to standard work hours. Women could still work full-time, but were also expected to fulfill their domestic roles and raise their children. In 1930, Stalin shut down the Women's Bureau, claiming that women had been emancipated and no longer needed the department. He repealed the rights granted to women in the 1918 Family Code, once again making it incredibly difficult for women to get divorced or have an abortion. While women had overcome the religious oppression of the Tsarist regime and enjoyed gains in rights and freedoms, it was not long before they were oppressed again, this time by the patriarchal, totalitarian Soviet state.
If you liked this video, you can find it and so many more at ClickView.net. Sign up for free today.